It's been 1 year since I discovered that there are Redbox kiosks out there that still work despite the company going bankrupt. And in this video, we'll try to find out if there are literally any Redbox kiosks still sitting around, and if I can somehow find one that still works. So I started my journey at a familiar Lowe's Foods that we've stopped at multiple times in the past, since it originally had a working kiosk hanging out inside. This is the one where we got some strange looks, by the way, from this employee here, where she knew we weren't supposed to be messing around with the Redbox kiosk. Maybe she's the one who put up this sign. Either way, 6 months ago when I last checked up on this kiosk, it was still hanging around just fine, but was unfortunately no longer plugged in and working. But honestly, that's okay. Today, I'll be happy if I can see a kiosk in person at all, frankly. And as I snuck around behind the registers as usual to take a peek, no, it's gone? How could this happen? Either way, my next destination was to this random Circle K I stopped at one time and found a kiosk hanging out in the back of the building. It didn't work or anything, but my hope this time was that maybe this kiosk was so out of the way that none of the Circle K employees would care enough to remove it. And as I pulled up to where the kiosk was, no, this one's gone too? Come on now. Well, that's okay. On to the next stop, a Lowe's Foods once again that we've been to in the past a few times now. If you don't remember, this was the kiosk that was still on but showed a Windows desktop instead of the usual Redbox interface. I also love that they just put up this sign covering the screen instead of actually turning it off or unplugging it. The Windows desktop thing didn't last long, however, because while the kiosk was still there when I last visited this location 6 months ago, it was unplugged or turned off. But hey, we'll take what we can get today, eh? As I turn the corner, what? This one's gone too? My theory now is that Lowe's Foods must have decided to remove their kiosks all at once sometime recently. For this one, it looks like they replaced it with an NC Education Lottery kiosk. I wish they'd educate me on where to find the kiosk they removed. How else am I supposed to return my movie? Anyway, at this point, I was getting truly desperate to find literally any kiosk in my area. I didn't want to do this, but 6 months ago, I did find a kiosk that worked. It was just very far away from me. But this really was my last shot here. So yeah, I drove half an hour out of my way, all the way down to this random Walgreens. On my way down there, I did briefly stop at this Circle K that had a cop guarding the kiosk last year for some reason. This gas station has recently seen some major renovation though, so it's not really that surprising to me that they decided to remove the kiosk, as it clearly had seen some better days, as you can tell. So yeah, I'm sure they are pretty happy to have an excuse to get rid of it, frankly. But hey, that's okay. That was just a bonus stop. Our trusty Walgreens kiosk will still be there, right? Right? Uh-oh. Even this one is gone? Okay, I'm calling it, guys. Redbox is deader than dead, and if you still have one that works in your area, consider yourself extremely lucky. You know, guys, 6 months ago, I really did not realize that I was willing this whole situation into existence when I said, I took my time with this one, as I knew it may very well be the final functional machine I ever get the chance to interact with. And yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. How do you know all the kiosks are basically gone at this point? What if you just got extremely unlucky? Yeah, I don't think so. See, if we start here with the r/Redbox subreddit, this is the first sign that things are really bad out there in terms of finding a working kiosk in 2025. Here's a post from 4 days ago, from the time I'm recording this. Are there any working Redboxes in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or New York? This comment right here really summarizes it well. We can't tell you, because the second someone does say where one is, the Redbox is empty in an hour. Fortunately, you do get people regularly posting like this here, like how do I legally acquire a Redbox? I assume this is, someone found one. Yeah, so my local pharmacy closed. Redbox outside is just sitting there. So it is possible to find a kiosk. This one doesn't work, but this is what I mean. If there's one in your area, like, cherish it, please. And yeah, if you're very, very lucky, it is technically possible to find barely functional ones like this one here. Like, look at that, you can't even see the screen. It's so dark. I love this one right here. It's just this random kiosk with these boarded up doors and everything. Like, oh man, that is kind of terrifying. In reality, I think this is what the kiosks that still exist, this is what they probably look like now. They're either being removed, destroyed, or like this, broken into. But really, the subreddit is just where people like to go, when they finally find a kiosk, like, hey guys, I found one. If you really want to keep up to date with what's going on in the current Redbox community, there's multiple Discord servers, I imagine. I just know this one, the Redbox Tinkering Discord. And honestly, if you're interested in Redboxes and kiosks in general, this is super interesting. Like, there's people in here that are actively working on taking these apart. They're working on breaking open the software and everything, developing software for the kiosk, like OS. And in fact, I actually was reaching out to these guys a little while ago, just asking hey, you guys are very involved in the Redbox hunting situation here. What's all of your assessment on the current state of Redbox? Almost immediately, I get a reply from this Lego man here. First of all, he says he has 18 kiosks, and I believe it because this guy posts every other day about some new kiosk that he found or rescued. What is this image? Is this a real photo that he took? Is he trying to revive Redbox from bankruptcy after, using a ritual or something going on here? I don't know. But anyway, he told me I can go ahead and tell you that 99.5% of the kiosks are gone, which based on my experience, I think that's actually being a little generous. I also got an interesting response here. This site gives a map which you can interact with, so I went ahead and clicked on it. And sure enough, as you can see, it's a map that shows all of the kiosks in the US right now. And all of the red you see, that bright red, these are kiosks that are confirmed to be dead. The pink ones are all the unknown kiosks, which is an unfathomable amount of kiosks, frankly. And the little green dots you can see, these are actually supposedly functional kiosks that are still working to this day. And by the way, there's a handful of sites out there like this that just track kiosks. This one was made about a year ago, and yeah, its main purpose is to help people looking for kiosks in their area, like I was. And here, as you can see, is the Raleigh area, which is where I was looking around, and this is what I was using to kind of see like the current vibe check on the kiosk situation. The good news is that, as you can see, there are 2 green dots, one up here and one down here. Here's the issue though, I actually already did go to those locations, and turns out they're not there at all. There's this Food Lion here I actually have been to in the past, and I know for sure there was no kiosk there, but I went again just to, just to check. The note here is funny, by the way. It says status operational, open date 2017. And then there's a note that someone left here. Breaker behind water bottle vending machine. No way someone will remove or shut it down anytime soon. I have no idea when they left that, but this kiosk was not there 6 months ago, and it's certainly not there today. But hey, that's okay, I can just go in and edit this. There we go, change the status to removed, check this spot a few days ago, kiosk is gone. We'll just hit save. Uh-oh, error sending request to worker. There's a bunch of stuff going on down there. Yeah, so this site clearly is not maintained perfectly, and at the moment anyway, I can't seem to update any of the locations anymore. In case you're curious, I did check this other green dot in North Raleigh, it's gone too. So if the green ones are kind of a no-go, like what did I do then? Well, I basically just wrote off all the ones that are definitely marked red, but there's all these ones, all around the city here that are just these little question marks. If I click on this one just says status undetermined, open date 2015, and no notes. But you never know, it's undetermined. There is a chance, right, that the kiosk is still there? Yeah, I don't think so. Here's one with an open date of 2014. I did go check this one out. And just like every Harris Teeter in my area, there are no kiosks, no red boxes in sight anywhere inside the building. But hey, maybe that was just a fluke. Here's another one I found, is status undetermined, open date June 13th, 2010. Okay. And as I'm pulling up through this Circle K, as you can tell, there's no red box here. There's nothing here. But okay, we'll give one more a shot. Status undetermined, opened in 2012. You can kind of see like this is the general location where they probably had a Redbox kiosk in the past. Like here's like where they might have had it plugged in, but there's not even like a silhouette or anything that would indicate that there was a kiosk here in the past 5 years. So yeah, at this point I'm 0 for 3, so it's pretty obvious that most of these unknown kiosks, they're not gonna have anything. I'd love to encourage you all to, update the map or anything, but as you can tell, it doesn't seem to want to work at the moment. Otherwise, this would be a great resource to track like all the kiosks that are actually remaining in the US. And please, if you guys do find a kiosk, especially one that still works, take a video of it, rent a DVD or something. Reach out to me, please. My email's in the description. If there is a kiosk working in my general couple-hour area, I will find a way to visit it. I'm desperate for literally anything at this point, guys. How else am I supposed to return my movies? I did get this guy in the Discord server that I was mentioning earlier to send me some footage of this kiosk that he found recently. So yeah, I guess he found this one as a sign of attention. This kiosk is no longer available. He was telling me he reached out to the owner and, they got permission to actually go pick up the kiosk and take it home. Oh, here's a video of him actually beginning to remove the kiosk. That's pretty interesting. Here's them loading a kiosk onto the like a trailer of a truck. That's awesome. And here it is. I guess he took the kiosk home and he's showing it off in his backyard. That's sick. If I had the room, I would love to do the same thing. Have your own personal Redbox kiosk. It doesn't get any cooler than that. Throw it in the man cave or something. That's great. Oh, but I shouldn't have to say this. Do it legit. You got to reach out to these companies if they have a working kiosk. Ask if they want some help removing it. And, if they're cool with that, then they'll probably be happy to have you take it. But no stealing. Understood? Cool. Either way though, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of this very sad Redbox finale. This will probably be the final video we make on Redbox kiosks, tragically. But if you guys somehow missed the original video and want to go see how good we had it back then, click the video right here from a year ago. This is basically right after they went bankrupt and, we discovered that some of the kiosks in our area still worked. We should have rented a bajillion movies while we had the chance, I guess.